you. Welcome back to Advance Wars Dual Strike. We are coming up to the final stretch, but one more clone awaits. Well, I think it's the last one anyway. Nah, it is. I'm not going to lie. Omegaland is being turned into a desert even faster than before. The wasteland has already swallowed up all the towns along the coast. What are we going to do? Rachel? The rejuvenation of Black Hole's army. Cloned commanders requiring massive amounts of energy. The creeping desert. I hate to think of it, but there's really only one explanation. Aw, man, no, not the Black Obelisk. Dude, super weak. I'm afraid so. Dude, we smashed the Black Obelisk. I watched it happen. I was there, man. Who's to say there was only one? Black Hole is extremely crafty. They may well have another one somewhere.
It was his hat, Mr. Krabs.
Fine, let's smash that one too. But unless we know where it is. Colin's right. We just gotta sit tight till we find the obelisk thingamajig. But Omegaland is enormous. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. I'd start in the desert. The obelisk we destroyed was in the middle of red rock. You'd never notice the country turning into a wasteland if it started out as one. Yeah, I get your point. If you want to hide a tree, stick it in the forest, right? I'll deploy our intel teams and have them track the obelisk down, but in the meantime, we'll head for the final battlefields. Commander Rachel, we've got a situation here. The enemy's deploying some kind of weapon in Central Plains. Roger that. Let's hightail it back there and teach the Black Hole a lesson. Whoa. Were those missile silos? They're enormous. And there's two of them. This is getting out of hand. I've seen those silos before. Those are Black Hole mega missiles. They're strong enough to wipe out an entire continent. We saw them in the previous game.
Wow.
During the last war, we captured the surrounding buildings and cut the power. At least, I think that's the way it happened. Aha! The brave little schoolboy remembers his lessons. And since you're such a clever little shit, I'll let you in on a secret. Unless you capture all 4 comm towers on this map, both missiles will fire. Oh, and did I mention that these missiles, these Black Armageddons, are aimed directly at your homelands? Yes, they will fly off to your countries and redecorate every last city. Talk about an extreme makeover. Candy? Well... We'll stop you in your tracks. I'm afraid it's far too late now. Oh, I see the despair in your eyes. How lovely! Where is your esprit de corps now? And I have another treat for you. Oh, clone, are you ready to crush these insects? Bring it on. I am ready.
Is this what happens when...
Andy! No, wait, that's a clone, isn't it? Oh, shit, you gotta be kidding me. Dude, that's Commander Andy from Cosmoland. He's a legend. You have 24 days until the missiles fire. Until then, I will keep you company. What were you saying?
I was saying that, like, is the villain basically just if Jesse from Pokemon never met James?
Yeah. Yeah.
He just became, like, a vain, like, just constantly lording over everyone on.
I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I did find this.
Oh my god! Wow, you did find it.
It was a bit further back than I thought it was. It was 2019.
Jesus, I don't remember that at all. Mind you, we had the pandemic in between then, and all time from in between that period just seems to not exist. This is a fairly simple one. I'm going to pick Jess because she's OP, to be quite blunt. And back her up with... who can we back her up with? Let's have a see.
Jess and Jess.
No, well, we're going to be going after comm towers, actually, so Javier might be useful, but they're all really spaced out, so...
Like me.
Yeah. Actually going to pick Hawk again for the blue team. Yeah, Hawk and Lash. Actually, we haven't used Sonya yet. Mind you, Sonya's pretty useless in this campaign, really. No, we have used her. We used her for one mission. It's just the only mission she's useful for.
Alright.
She's
well, like, those two, like, partners in, like, crime, right?
Yeah, they are, kind of. Mind you, have we used Sammy yet? No, yes, we did. We used her with Sonya, actually, but...
I have no idea who we've used.
We've played as everybody except Eagle.
You think I remember this game?
We've played as everybody except Eagle so far, but we'll play as him next time because we need him.
Ah, okay.
Eagle's gonna come in clutch next mission, trust me.
Could you imagine if they had, like, Advance Wars like this, but the permadeath of Fire Emblem?
Oh, God. Mind you, I have seen a campaign where someone did, can you beat Dual Strike and without losing units? In fact, I think they've done every single Advance Wars game without losing units. And it is possible.
It's not just losing units, but I mean, like, if you just, like, nuzlocked it with... If you got defeated as one of the commanders, you just had to, like...
Yeah, I suppose. Interesting you should mention that, actually, because in Advance Wars 4, they...
She's got bones in her hair.
Maybe she has, you never know. In Advance Wars 4, they did change the mechanics so that you could put your commander into a specific unit. So rather than...
So that gets exploded.
Well, no, I'll explain. They don't die, they just retreat.
Right.
But basically, instead of command powers affecting all your units globally, you had like a small range of effect around certain units, and all damage done within that area would then build up your command power instead. Which is, they changed it and tweaked it, but that unit then gets buffed because your commander is on board, so he gets bonuses. So like if you're playing as Wing Commander Wayland, for example, you get an extreme buff to your defense of all air units within that area, and a slight attack boost, but it only buffs air units. So characters do get buffs to their stats and things, like Grit gets to his indirect units in this, but it's only to units within that zone of effect rather than globally. It's an interesting tweak in how they changed it. So it actually makes it slightly more tactical for which ones you use as and where, and which unit you put your commander in matters.
Yeah.
Which adds another depth of strategy to the game. But we'll get into that if we play Advance Wars 4. People are still voting on the community tab at the moment, right now. And you can also cast your vote as to which one we do next.
I just go with whatever's going.
24 days, this is going to be tough. We have to move efficiently. One mistake and we're done for. Hey, no worries, Jess. We'll definitely beat these guys if we work with the other teams. I'll make sure that it happens. Mark my words.
No big deal, just one mistake.
Yeah, just one mistake and you're all doomed.
Although I feel like we already had that, like, not too long ago.
Yeah, we did. Well, first things first, I'm going to block that factory and actually probably try and capture it if I can. But she's got these units down here, which is a little scary. I'm trying to remember how to actually beat this mission. It's been a while since I've done it.
I don't quite...
Well, we need to capture these comm towers.
Right.
There's one in each quadrant of the map.
But they can set them off, did they say?
In 24 days, yeah, we have a time limit.
So they can't just set them off?
Set what off? For missiles?
Like, they can't set them off before 24 days?
No, if we don't win within 24 days, then we lose. Basically.
It's really weird when they put time limits on, like, themselves.
No, they win in 24 days as well.
Yeah, I know, but, like, they put, like, a time limit on themselves. It's like, oh, we'll blow things up in 24 days. I hope you don't stop us.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like...
Yeah, that's like a Bond villain saying, here, you just don't push this button and you won't destroy all my nuclear missiles.
Yeah, because, like, at least with the Death Star, it had to... like, negotiate around the planet.
That's true, yeah.
Although, there has been a thing where, like, people think that it would have just been easier to blow up the planet and then blow up the base. Like, blow up the planet in between.
Oh, wait, which planet are we talking about here?
Yavin 4.
Which one's
Wait,
that?
no. I guess Yavin, because I think Yavin... Wait. There's a big thing in there, they're on the moon... like, of Yavin, I think.
Which film?
New Hope.
I don't remember where the base is in that.
The base is on a moon,
It's been a while since
orbiting...
It's been a while since I've just seen Star Wars, you know?
Yeah. It was, there was a big planet, and they were on one of the moons, and the Death Star was on the other side, and it had to orbit around in order to get it.
Surely just blast through. Just blast through the planet.
That's what I'm saying. People were, you know, sort of like, why didn't they just blow up the planet and then blow up them after
I mean,
that?
if you blew up the planet, then the debris from the planet would also hit the moon anyway, and probably destroy the base. But also, there would be no central gravity point that the moon would orbit around, so it would just drift off into space. Go ahead, panic, run, scream like dogs with your tails on fire.
Apparently, it wasn't even meant to be like that until someone did a tweak of the film.
Oh, really?
Because in the editing thing, before they tweaked it to be like what it is now,
Yes.
it was basically just sat there waiting to be blown up. There wasn't really any like, sort of thing where it was like, oh, you know, we have like a time limit here.
That's kind of disappointing.
So then they added one. That's why whenever you hear anything about, you know, the Death Star coming in range and all that kind of stuff, you only ever hear it when no one's actually saying it. You know, it's like it'll be like a disembodied voice from somewhere else.
Oh, I see, because it's been dubbed in.
Yeah, and it's also why, like, Tarkin doesn't really respond to, like, any of that sort of thing. He's just kind of, like, confident anyway.
Yeah, I suppose. There's no sense of urgency.
Like, he's just kind of stood there and then suddenly everything explodes.
Yeah. That did always strike me as a little bit odd.
Yeah, because, like, when they're stood around the, like, console thing, it's like, oh, the Death Star's within range, but it's like the voice is over, like, an intercom.
Yeah, you would expect him to be saying it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and then I think also they might have dubbed some C-3PO lines in there, which obviously he doesn't have a mouth anyway.
It doesn't really make much difference. No. Who played 3PO? I don't remember.
Anthony Daniels.
Fair enough. Was it the same guy in the suit who did the voice, or was it different, like Chewbacca?
No, it's the same.
Fair enough.
No, did anyone do Chewbacca's voice? I'm pretty sure it was just animal noises.
No, he actually does have dialogue. I remember.
Yeah, he has dialogue.
I remember seeing some, like, there was stuff that was undubbed, and it was the guy in the suit saying, "Oh, we should be doing this," and he goes, "Yeah, you're right, Chewie," or something.
I mean, like, no one does like the growls. Like, those are just their own thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some people can do pretty convincing versions of it.
Yeah. Have you heard David Prowse in the Vader suit, like, doing the lines?
No, I don't think I have.
Like, he literally sounds like Dark Helmet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Which I think is where they got
that must
from.
be part of the joke.
Yeah. I met David Prowse.
You did, yeah. Where
was
was
also
that
the Green
again?
Cross man.
Where did you meet him again? Which convention was that?
Burnley.
Oh, was it that one?
Yeah.
Ah, in Burnley.
I also met Jeremy Bullock, who was in the Boba Fett costume.
Oh, I didn't know the actor's name. Is this the Star Wars episode?
I guess so.
I'm not complaining, I'm just making an observation.
But, like, it's weird that later on they wanted to, like, get rid of the voice that he had in order to make it like the clone voice, you know?
Oh, for Fett.
No, yeah. I thought you meant Django for a moment, but I guess they all are kind of basically the same person.
True.
But yeah, like, he did have his own voice, and then they were like, oh, well, we've done the clone stuff now, we kind of need to keep it consistent.
Because I remember he had, in Empire, he had a specific voice.
Yeah.
Because that's the one I had on VHS.
It's also
before they changed how the Emperor looks and everything else too.
Yeah, it's also the reason why Darth Vader no longer has eyebrows. Because, like, when Revenge of the Sith came out, they were like, oh, well, he was burnt, so we can't just have him have eyebrows.
See, I remember him having eyebrows.
Yeah.
I also remember the Force Ghost looking like how he did at the end of the movie and not Hayden Christensen.
It's really funny, though, because it's like Luke's just sort of, like, looking out there, and it's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, because he wouldn't know what he looks like, would he?
Yeah, no.
He's, because when... Well, actually, no, he wasn't even born when he looked like that. Because he had already been disfigured and turned into a meat popsicle at this point.
Badly photoshopped his head onto someone else's body.
Yeah.
It's like Obi-Wan wasn't young again.
Yeah, well, I suppose actually it's because that's the point. He was returned to how he was when he was still good, I guess, when he had the light side of the Force in him. But I guess
he turned good when he killed the Emperor.
True.
Oh, sorry, he minorly inconvenienced the Emperor until he came back suddenly.
Oh, for fuck's sake, yeah. Forgot about that part.
Until he somehow returned.
I forgot about that part.
That should have been the title of the film. Star Wars, the Emperor somehow returned.
I haven't seen any of the new trilogy.
No, you don't really need to.
No, I was gonna say I don't think I'm missing much, to be honest.
I'm really
Oh
surprised.
shit! I forgot to capture it. Bollocks.
Shit.
No, it's all right. We've got 21 days.
Yeah.
We're not.
I'm really surprised that Harrison Ford like agreed to be in that.
Because he hates it.
Well, yeah, because like they just kept bringing him back. This poor sod.
Yeah.
Although I think he wanted to like have like a final, you know, everyone together sort of thing, but it never happened.
Oh, that's a shame.
And then obviously Carrie Fisher passed away.
Yeah, she did.
That can never be a thing.
Yeah.
And then they had to sort of cut around her footage for Rise of Skywalker.
This mission is far easier than I remember.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's far easier than I remember it being. But
Hey.
in my head, I'm picturing the hard campaign version, which I know is a bitch. This isn't too bad.
What is your favourite Star Wars?
Empire.
Why? Is it just because it's the popular one? Or?
No, I like the opening battle on Hoth. I really enjoy that. It's really exciting. I also enjoy the battle on Cloud City and the bits with Luke on Dagobah, etc.
Yeah.
Everything. There's just a lot in the film I enjoy.
I
like the way.
watching Revenge of the Sith.
I mean, I love Revenge of the Sith too, but to be fair, out of all the prequels, it's not exactly a high bar to pass, is it? But not only that, I like the way it's edited. I like its music, I like its scenery and its settings and things.
Yeah, and you found out recently that the music that's in that wasn't even in the original.
No, I swear the Imperial March was in the first film, but apparently it's not.
No, it's just because you associate it with...
You just expect it to be, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's insane to me that it's not, but apparently it isn't, so what do I know?
Well, it's also like the whole sort of, you know, the Emperor's tune or whatever. You know, it's like the Emperor doesn't really show up until, like, basically the end of Return of the Jedi. Like, he shows up as, like, a hologram, but, like, he's not really there until, like, the end.
Yeah, that's true. He's just kind of... No, well, he does show up in one of... Because he's walking down the catwalk with Vader, isn't he, at one point? That isn't in Return of the Jedi. That's in the first film, I think.
No.
Maybe it's an Empire event.
That actually is in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, is it? I swear, I didn't think it was.
Because, like, he meets him at the shuttle.
I thought that was in a different film. Fair enough. Like I say, it's been years since I've seen them, so...
Yeah. Although, I guess he does show up, like, a little bit earlier in the film.
So, what the fuck do I know, I guess? I'm a Star Trek nerd, not a Star Wars nerd.
And he is just straight up, like, I'm evil.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. Like, for the, like, you know, those kind of films.
Was it the same actor who played him in the original films?
Yeah.
He's played him, like, since the 70s.
Well, yeah, because he had, like, heavy makeup on.
I didn't realise it was the same guy.
Have you turned off the trackpad?
No.
No, okay.
Which one is it?
F6.
Thank you. I didn't realise it was the same guy since the 70s. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I believe you, but I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
Because I thought he only played him in the prequels, and then, like, you know, they put him in afterwards. In when they've done stuff since, or they've digitally altered it to make it look more like him.
Yeah, it's really weird looking back on the prequels, because, like, when I was younger, it was like, oh yeah, you know, the Jedi, they're really cool, all, you know, all the fights and all that kind of stuff. But then, like, you watch it, like, in the, like, context that it's supposed to be, and you're like, wow, the Jedi are fucking assholes.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Well, like, they are made to be, like, basically villains, really.
Go on.
Well, because, like, they're constantly, like, basically torturing Anakin, like, by... It's like, he goes to Yoda for help, you know, and he's like, you know, I can't get these like feelings out of my head or whatever. And then Yoda's just kind of like, fucking deal with it and let go. And it's like, yeah, great, fucking advice, Yoda. And then they're like, oh, he turned to the dark side? I wonder why.
I mean, I can kind of see where Yoda's coming from, because you can't hang on to grief forever. But
Yeah, I know, but like, if someone comes to you...
I actually built a pipe runner and it's going to be useful. Fucking
Nice.
watch. But it's the only time they come useful in the entire campaign. Because they're really not. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at.
Because like the whole sort of thing is that they're so preoccupied by being like, oh, I sense like a darkness in him. They didn't think to be like, you know what, if there's a darkness in him, maybe let's not nurture the darkness in him.
They were too preoccupied on whether or not they could. They didn't stop to think if they should.
Well, they became war generals because they were like too involved with all that stuff rather than actually making peace.
Yeah. It's like, we're agents of peace. Let's send our, let's go in guns blazing.
And it's like, oh yeah, let's bring balance to the Force, and their thing of balance to the Force is
Our
like
order
no
or nothing
Sith
else.
and just them, yeah.
It's our way over highway, and the highway ain't got shit.
Although Palpatine did a pretty good job of just almost completely destroying every Jedi.
How many survived? Because every time you bring out a new bloody Star Wars game, you're always playing the one last guy who survived the executions.
I know that Ahsoka is like
Yes.
pretty consistently alive.
Oh, there's a new series of her in that's coming out, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which, as of the time of recording,
I don't know if like did the Clone Wars thing come after Revenge of the Sith, like in the show?
the show was made after, yes,
Yeah.
but it's set before.
Yeah, but I mean like
Because both series are set before, aren't they?
yeah, but like
I always forget
they
this.
have to like retroactively be like, oh yeah, he had like this whole sort of thing, like.
I forget that there was two.
Because it's like, we're not going to give you the rank of master, but he was kind of already a master.
Yeah.
Because he had an apprentice.
Yeah, that was...
And it's funny because
I suppose you could argue that special times called for special measures during the war, so we kind of had to, but
it's like...
it's horse shit and you know it.
Yeah. They had to... oh god, what the fuck were they even saying now?
Ahsoka, Jedi that survived.
Oh, they basically had to have it so that Anakin never met General Grievous just because he has that one line where he's like, you're shorter than I expected. So like throughout the whole of Clone Wars he can't meet General Grievous because it implies that he hasn't met him yet.
Oh, for God's sake. Really? That's dumb. I'm sorry.
Well, like, what else could they really do with it?
Not a
apart
lot.
from
I know.
retconning it?
But you
Like the Obi-Wan show
that's the
retcons a lot as well.
yeah, but that's the thing. Is like you don't need to be afraid of retconning stuff. If you need to retcon it, retcon it.
Yeah, because there's that whole sort of thing where it's like...
Because I know the entire fandom, especially for Star Trek in particular, is really infamous for it, of just really hyper nitpicky nerds who will hyper focus on every tiny detail and say, you're a bastard if you change this one thing about Spock's backstory. He didn't have a party on the 15th birthday, whatever. You know what I mean? It's one specific time. Yeah. It's the exact... Sci-fi fandoms are horrible for it.
Yeah.
And it just like... If you need to retcon shit, you need to retcon shit. Just get over yourself, you pile of...
Well, it's like,
cunts.
I don't mind retconning as long as it doesn't just fundamentally change something that's like really integral to
Yes.
what it is.
If it's something that's kind of significant to like that degree where it'll change the entire fucking story,
Because it's like when you...
then yeah, sure. But like if you need to change that, he actually did meet him and he just forgot, then who cares?
It's like when you watch that game theory thing and he was like saying that the Federation was like a completely different thing.
Oh, that pissed me off so much. He was... sorry, Matt Pat, but calling the Federation fascist just based off of the idea that, they're calling each other by military ranks and things. Starfleet is basically the Navy, but Starfleet is not the Federation.
Yeah.
it was designed to be a socialist utopia from the get-go. I mean, I suppose you can have the people arguing, well, politically, it's just a horseshoe, and you go so far to the left, it also becomes the right, but no.
My point of view, the Jedi are evil.
just no. That's not true.
But yeah, like, retcons happen all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I retconned my username.
Yeah.
You
retconned yourself?
I retconned myself, yeah. I completely retconned myself. I'm quite literally a completely different person. We made this joke last time.
Yeah.
But it's true. Didn't realise this was going to be the episode of Star Wars nerdery.
It's just the episode of nerdery, I guess.
That's the thing, I'm not
Which is
really...
every episode.
I guess, but I mean, I'm not really a massive Star Wars nerd/fan.
Yeah.
I can enjoy it, but I wouldn't say it's like my favourite thing or anything, you know?
Yeah.
Ah, piss.
But I guess it really depends, because like sometimes a retcon won't fundamentally change something, but it'll also be dumb as shit. Like, it's like if they're like, oh yeah, Picard is actually like from a race of, you know, weird, like, you know, not humans or whatever like that.
Oh, don't get me started on retcons with the Star Trek Picard shit. You will have that series damn near made me want to commit murder. Series 2 of Star Trek Picard is the worst television series I have ever seen.
Yeah.
It's not only the worst episodes and series of Star Trek I've ever seen, it's the worst episode of television I've seen anywhere, period. It is diabolically shit.
What does Patrick Stewart like think of it?
I haven't asked him, so I wouldn't know.
No, I mean, like, has he not said anything in like interviews or whatever?
Oh, I don't remember.
What even happened here?
I don't know. I don't remember, but
They like Game of Thrones it.
if I destroy all units, I don't... Yeah, if I've destroyed all units and blocks, all their factories and things, but won't win from doing that, because we need to capture all the comm towers.
Yeah.
But we only have one left, so we shall win the next turn.
Yeah, it's like Game of Thrones ended up like just kind of fizzling out at the end.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about long-running series. You have to know
When to
that it's
quit.
going to end really good.
Looking at you, The Simpsons.
Yeah, but I mean stuff that actually has ended, but they just rushed it or didn't do much with it.
Well, The Simpsons could have ended at any point, but it's had several natural endpoints where it could just stop.
Yeah.
But in regards to Star Trek Picard, it's a 10-episode mini-series, in inverted commas, but it's 10 hours of television that's been stretched out from what really should have been a 2-hour movie at most.
Yeah.
It is bad. It is really bad. Good God. It's terrible.
So is it just character assassination? Like,
It's poorly written.
but like, does it ruin characters?
I mean, it kind of does ruin Picard a little bit, I guess, but it also completely throws out the window everything that had been done the previous season. A lot of the decisions are just so bafflingly stupid and make no sense. The direction and the directing and the editing is awful.
Oh. What, did they just like run out of passion, I guess?
It cuts itself around at the most bizarre of points, like when an episode's gonna end and it's ending on, oh, this is like a tense moment kind of thing, and then it is literally resolved within like 2 minutes of the opening of the next episode, or it ends on such a bizarre point that is nothing. It's so bad.
I'm just thinking of that that cliffhanger for the John Pertwee thing. Stop, don't move.
God. Face it, Tegan, he's drowned.
Yeah, there are some pretty banger like.
Oh, for classic Who, yeah, there is. There is. What? No, impossible! You stupid, stupid clone! I will leave you here to die. I lost. Hey, Andy Cone.
Andy Cone.
Andy Cone. Andy Clone. Can they just split? Aren't you going to take off as well? It makes no difference. I do not have long. My life will soon fade like all the other clones. What do you mean? Can't you do something? No need for tears. I am false.
I am error.
Oh, look, my time has come. Yeah.
Just fucking explodes.
So this is Andy Clone 2. In Advance Wars 1, obviously, spoilers, but the plot is... I mean, if you've seen our Reboot Camp campaign, you'll know. You'll know that there is a Clone Andy in this, so it's in that. As well as in this, so it's like Clone Andy 2, Boogaloo time.
What kind of man is Commander Andy?
My original. Does he have friends? Do people like him? No. We meme about him being a fucking dumbass.
I'm one of his best. Trust me, bro.
Everyone loves him.
He's a fine CEO. It's like, oh yeah, he's alright.
Interesting. I'm not Andy, I am just a clone, but you made me happy. Now I will die.
It reminds me of Who Censored Roger Rabbit, like the original book.
I haven't read it. Hang on. I didn't know it was a book.
Yeah, it is a book.
Fascinating.
It's more of a noir book, like a proper, just like old.
I mean, I can kind of
noir.
see it, to be honest, the way that, like, how it is. I can kind of understand that.
Like,
but
it's not like wacky at all, really.
No.
It, like, takes itself like
super seriously.
Really, yeah.
Noir does take itself very seriously. You got like the Sam Spade type character in the corner brooding in his trench coat.
It's like they have wacky stuff in it, but they don't treat it like it's wacky.
That makes it funnier. That makes it funnier.
But like basically what they have in there is doppels, which is when they basically have a stunt double that they can create from themselves.
The cartoons?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that like if an anvil falls on them, they can they basically, instead of filming that themselves, or it's actually comic books rather than cartoons like they do in the thing, because it's like older sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But they'll have their doppel go in its place so that dies instead.
Oh, sort of about rights for the doppel then, like the doppelgangers.
I guess there is also that sort of undertone.
Because, like, what if they don't want to do it?
Yeah. In fact, that is an episode of Doctor Who, like the whole.
It is,
like,
yes.
The flesh people. No, that's I don't know what it's called.
I don't remember.
What are they called? There's something. It's like
The almost people?
The almost people and
Something else.
oh god.
While Joe searches for that, I'm going to wrap this
I
up.
almost said Flesh and Stone, but that's a Weeping Angels episode.
While Joe searches that up, I'm going to finish this off, because if you look there, look who it is.
It's Darth Vader.
Yes, it is. Coming up, well, no, that's Sturm. Sturm is Darth Vader. But anyway,
Well, look at him.
he's an old man with a gas mask on.
But he's bald.
And he has a big nose. Anyway, we're going to fight against Lord Von Bolt next time. Where, well, we're entering...
Rebel Flesh.
Ah, that's it. Yeah, we're entering into the final 2 levels of the game. The final boss, level 1, is next. So we'll take that on next time. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I don't know why I said it like that. We really do appreciate it, though. Like the video if you did. Subscribe for more. We'll be wrapping up this campaign very soon, and we'll be starting a new one, hopefully, at some point. Don't entirely know when, but you can have your say on which one we take on next if you head over to the community tab and cast your vote if you've not done so already. It helps me out. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, though, until then, the final boss awaits, and we'll see you there. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you again sometime very soon. Ta-ra for now.